Welcome to the Ask Chris Real Estate Podcast with Chris Phillips from Keller Williams. A successful 20-year veteran in the Middle Tennessee real estate market with over 100 5-star reviews, Chris is known for his knowledge and integrity. Whether you're buying, selling, investing, or just curious, his insight will guide you along the way.
Hello, everyone. This is Chris with Real Estate Phillips Group Real Estate Podcast. And I want to welcome today our special guest, Russ Hensley with L&L Contractors. Russ and L&L Contractors have been great supporters of the Phillips Group Real Estate Company for probably 20 years, almost as long as I've been in existence. So, Russ, happy to have you here, man. I want to get into this and talk a little bit about Hardie board.
Okay.
I know y'all just recently replaced mine last year, and this is kind of a sore spot for me that I had to do this because it was improperly installed by the builder. And I want to talk a little bit about that and why it's important to have a good contractor like yourself in your company install it the right way the first time.
Absolutely. Boy, you've hit on so many things. So you talked about the longevity. We're one of the few companies that install Hardie today as an elite preferred installer that have been around long enough to actually warranty the product. So 15 years, how many can you say? So we're on our 19th year, going on 20. And then there's a couple other things you mentioned too, like a better product and the better install. So yeah, I would always recommend Hardie over other alternate siding products. And then also we only follow like best practices. So Hardie has the standard practice and they have the best practices. And we basically have adapted that our basic install is the best practice. We do several things with hidden fasteners, so there's less visible nails. We always wrap windows a certain way. We follow all the manufacturer specs. And if they're like, do this is acceptable, do this, it's the best, we only do the best. And that really makes a difference for our clients because we're going to warranty this stuff. And so you only get one chance to install it right. That's the way we do it.
And you're so right. When y'all were taking my old Hardie off to put the new on because it had been installed improperly, we found a lot of problems behind it.
And surface damage, rot on the sheathing, the house wrap, the taping of the windows wasn't quite right.
Right. And there were some areas where you took off the top board, Hardie board piece and the other three fell down.
Oh, absolutely.
So, I was not only had a bad taste in my mouth with this builder that built the house that I'm living in, but now I'm spending this to get it done right. And I came to your company because I knew y'all were going to do it right and stand behind it. And I knew that I wanted that product because I like the look. It's just a clean, nice, professional look that gives that curb appeal that clients are looking for when they go to buy a house.
Yeah, and we've got a lot of options. It is a classic look. It's more like a craftsman style in my mind. You've got the big square corners. We have a couple of our options between like the lap. We've got shake and both a straight shake and a staggered shake. We can even do board and batten. So it kind of fits anybody's personal taste. We usually do like a 360 rendering of their house and show them what they can do with it. And that really helps bring it to life. Like you get excited. What we've found with a lot of the exterior replacements on houses and exterior remodeling is there's certain things people aren't excited about. We do roofing too, and a lot of people do roofing out of cause. Like they have to. They've had a storm or it's expired or they're buying or selling a home and the roof is beyond its reasonable life. But most people that come to us want Hardie. So it's kind of fun to work with somebody that wants something and they have the money and they're wanting to pay for this nice upgraded product with the best install money can buy. And so it's really cool at the end of the day. You can do a facet of a house, which is just one side you see, and literally from tearing it down to putting it back up, it looks like a totally different house.
It looks brand new.
Yeah. Absolutely brand new. So you can take a 30-year-old home and give it a facelift in the course of usually a week to 2 weeks, according to how large the house is.
And the color, how long does it last before it needs to be painted or?
Okay, so everything comes with a 15-year warranty. It's got a baked-on finish, and we talk about that sometimes with people. They're like, okay, the last time you bought a car, did you buy the primed version and bring it home and paint it?
No.
Well, you wouldn't do that because that paint wouldn't hold up as long, right?
Right.
Well, this has a baked-on factory finish, just like an automobile, where it's the best you can get. Now, eventually, the sun's pretty harsh, and weather and elements, and you have the corrosive nature and actual physical abrasion. But, yeah, I'd say good Hardie house with the Color Plus and the pre-finish, you're looking at 15, 20 years. Sherwin Williams has a big line. They have pretty much color matched all the James Hardie colors. So if you wanted to, you love the color, you just come in 15, 20 years and be like, hey, I need, 5 gallons of this, like this one's antique pewter or something. You just say, I want aged pewter, and they're like, okay, we got it. We already have those colors pre-made. So we make it as easy as possible,
And one of the other things we just learned before we went live was that this stuff is almost fire retardant. Like it won't catch fire.
It is completely fire resistant. You can put a 3,000 degree torch on it for, probably until you run out of fuel, because it's cement. It's fiber cement siding. There's nothing in it that can combust.
So you get a break on your insurance?
Yeah, sometimes on premiums.
Okay.
Because like if there's a neighborhood fire and there's embers that are floating through the air, if they get close to your house, they hit your house, they're just going to smolder out. They're not going to pick up. So it's kind of a safety thing for your kids too, your family, your loved ones. You're protecting your most expensive asset.
So what are the hoops y'all had to do to jump through to become one of the elite installers of Hardie board?
Okay, so you typically have to be certified by them. You have to go through the initial training. We have to commit to doing like their standard or best practices, and we just accept the best practices. And then also you have to do a minimum install per year, which is a pretty large amount. So this year it's 900 square, and that's a large amount, square footage. And we do remodel and restore like the R&R side. And then also it's privy to homeowner reviews. It's privy to Google reviews, so also our rep, sometimes they have the right to come out and check out our installs, before, during, and after. So it's not just something you go and get, but we pride ourselves. We're definitely up there at the top, and we have probably installed more this year than anybody else.
Well, and I was super impressed with it. And even before we decided that we were going to replace my Hardie, we had the Hardie guy come out to look to see, was it installed properly? Is there anything we can do to warranty it, that Hardie would do?
Yeah.
And we found out, no, it wasn't installed properly and it's going to have to be taken out. And that meant a lot to me because I had that representative. I'd never heard of a representative coming out and looking at a product. That's like Toyota coming out and looking at, the product that you just got finished putting a motor in and saying, yeah, we'll stand behind it.
Yeah, we have a really close relationship with our rep. He will help us anything, and he will, even if we ask him to, he'll come help on a sales call, on a presentation.
Wow.
So it'd literally be like if you ask somebody, from the manufacturer to come and sit down with your homeowner. So if they're on the fence about why Hardie is better than something else, we've got access to all the resources to help them figure that out. So,
well, and it's been an easy sell for me to my clients if they're looking to update their home to do Hardie, because it's going to last for a long time, low maintenance, very little, upkeep to it, and the value it's going to bring versus just a vinyl or just a regular hard board is going to be night and day.
Yeah, and the curb appeal. It looks great when you pull up to a Hardie house. You just kind of see and tell and feel the difference. So do you have better luck selling them? You're saying like...
Yeah, I do. People tend to be drawn to that, those different textures. So they want to see that Hardie board texture along with the brick, along with the rock. And to have that contrast, and they love it. And they're attracted to it. And, we've seen those trends as I've been selling houses the last 5 years in the higher end luxury homes. You see this all the time. And
that's typically you see in the large new neighborhoods too.
Right.
When they have the neighborhoods and they're like 600, starting in the low 600s or low 800s. You go in there, it's
right.
Maybe brick, mostly Hardie. And I had one thing for you. I don't know if your clients ever ask or compare or something, but if they're like, why would Hardie be better for their house? And I don't know if you can see this or not, and it's probably hard to...
hold it up to that a little bit closer to that camera there so we can see
So what this is a sample block that's made with water in it, and it was boxed in September of 2023, and it's got, some competitive wood-based product on the left, right as you're looking at it, and the Hardie's on my right side, your left as you're looking at it. And what it shows is that over the course of those last 2 years, the wood-based product has swelled 30 to 50%.
Wow.
And you can even see the water's kind of discolored, like it's literally coming apart. And the Hardie is just a little bit darker because it's wet.
Right.
It's cement. It's not going to change. It's very dimensionally stable. Hot, cold, different seasons, different climates.
And there's different kind of cement boards. Like you can really tell the difference between a Hardie cement board and like one that's put on that someone comes back and paints. And what are the differences?
The main difference is the process of how they build it, and I think if you really got down to one, it's the amount of fly ash that Hardie puts in there. They have a lower content. Like some of the other ones, fly ash is the cheapest thing to bulk it up with, so they bulk it up with the cheapest product.
And you see them swell.
And it makes it less dimensionally stable. Yeah. That's really the biggest thing. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. We've seen the videos. We've been on tours of the plants, and they run it through in big sheets, and it's going on conveyor belts, and they're adding layers, pressing it, and then the same thing. It runs through a waterfall of paint, and then gets like a bake cycle to bake the finish on. And yeah, it's really kind of weird. Big long sections of it flat. You don't want to pick it up in the middle. It's flat. It will bow down. And you're like, is that really that strong? But what happens is when you turn that up laterally on its edge, the edge wise is very strong. You probably couldn't break a Hardie board in half flat wise. And so once you get it pinned up to your house and lapped up, it's not going anywhere. You can hit it with a baseball or a golf ball. So it's really popular on golf courses. And stuff like
if I'm mowing and a rock hits it, I don't have to worry about it chipping or anything. And it's baked all the way through, right?
It's baked on the top layer. It's pretty stout. You might have the paint. If you really get into it something hard, you might have the paint. But the great thing is the way it's installed, we can literally come in and surgically remove a piece. So if we do a whole install and somebody accidentally, the lawnmower, kids learn how to mow and they bump against the house with a lawnmower, we can come in the first couple of boards and just surgically remove them and put new ones back in. You might have a few face nails, but won't be any different from the street. You'll never be able to tell it's replaced. Where some products you look at and you're like, oh, I can see every single place they've patched.
Every place they patched, right?
Yeah.
Well, guys, that's the gist of Hardie board, and it's Hardie, Hardie. Is that right? Not a Y.
Not a Y. Yeah.
Right. I made that mistake too when I was reading into it when I was first looking at putting it on there and having it reinstalled.
Yeah.
I misspelled it, which is very common for me anyway.
At the end of the day, I don't think it makes a difference. No. It won't affect your warranty.
No, it won't. All right, guys. Russ Hensley here with L&L Contractor. Go to L&L Contractor's website if you want to get a quote on Hardie board. Russ will be happy to help you with that. And he also does roofs as well. And unfortunately, I had hail damage as well last year. So Russ spent a lot of time out at my property last year putting a roof on and Hardie board. So I got to get a whole brand new house.
We definitely appreciate the opportunity. Yeah, we specialize in what we call exterior remodeling. And it's whole house exterior remodeling. And you can literally walk away at the end of a 2-3 week period with us and have what looks like a brand new house.
Well, and my neighbors have commented like, man, that is beautiful. And I'm really proud of it now, where before I was like, it's a house, But now I actually look forward to driving up to my house at night when I get off work and seeing this pretty place I get to come home to. And it's all thanks to y'all. And the other thing that Russ didn't say that I saw and I appreciated was they cleaned up after themselves.
Oh, yeah.
I can't tell you how many contractors don't do that. And then the other part is they stand behind their work. Russ and them stand behind their work. So come see Russ at L&L Contractor. He's on the square here in Murfreesboro. He'll be happy to help you with all your roofing and Hardie board needs. Thanks for tuning in to the Chris Phillips podcast.
For answers to all your real estate questions, ask Chris at the Phillips Group, Murfreesboro, Tennessee.